President Trump just announced that there will be a UFC event on the White House lawn on July 4th, 2026, and here are the full details. That is right, you heard that correctly. Your ears do not deceive you. President Trump did announce that there will be a UFC event on the White House lawn on July 4th, 2026. And it does perfectly line up on a Saturday, which is when all of the UFC events are. And we know that President Trump is a major UFC fan, and him and Dana White are really close friends. And so a lot of fans think that this could be happening. Now, as we all know, a lot of UFC fans are fans of President Trump. So to no one's surprise, as soon as President Trump announced this, every fighter and their mother wanted to be on this card fighting on the White House lawn. That's right, you guys remember when Jon Jones retired about 2 weeks ago and vacated the heavyweight belt after holding on to it forever without fighting and just wasting Tom Aspinall's prime and holding up the heavyweight division? Yeah, well, that same guy wants to come back to the UFC already the day that Trump announced that the UFC White House is going to happen. That is right, Jon Jones has confirmed himself that he has entered the testing pool. He's liking and responding to tweets of him fighting at the White House and saying that he wants to fight at the White House. But that's not the only superstar that looks to make a return to the UFC when they go to the White House next July. Conor McGregor, not even an American star, he wants to fight at the White House next July. He's already tweeted out multiple things about this, multiple voice memos, tweets, etc. And he said that he wants to fight Michael Chandler, who is an American, on July 4th on the lawn of the White House. And Conor McGregor is still the biggest star that the UFC has ever produced, so you gotta take that with some serious consideration. He's been looking into returning for quite some time now, and him returning at the White House would be absolutely huge for the sport. So those right there are the two biggest stars in UFC history, and they both want to fight at the White House, and so does everybody else. Many other fighters have tweeted out about this. We're not going to go into every single fighter, or else this video would be an hour long, and I value your guys' time. And all that I ask in return is that you hit subscribe. We upload high quality videos 3 times a week, and you could help me get to 900 subscribers. And think about that, when we hit 1 million subscribers next year, you could look back and be like, I was with that guy and his community before they even hit 1,000 subscribers. So you'd be a day one. But let's get back to the video. Conor McGregor, in his tweet that is on the screen right here, says that he will be fighting July 4th at the White House next year when he is reigning president of Ireland. Take that for what you will. Maybe you think Conor's going to be the president of Ireland. Maybe you don't. But either way, he believes that he is, and he believes that he will be fighting next year, July 4th, 2026, at the White House. And then another tweet that comes out from Conor McGregor, he leaks his own DMs with Dana White, and Dana White is all for Conor McGregor fighting at the White House. At least that's what he tells him in his DMs. So you got multiple people trying to push for this angle. You know Chandler will do anything to fight McGregor. It's crazy that he's still going to fight McGregor after coming off of losses. But to be honest with you, McGregor still should take that fight. It would be right for the Ultimate Fighter series for that fight to still happen. And if it did happen at the White House, it would bring a lot of eyeballs to the sport. And then besides that, we have no further news about this event. But Trump did officially announce it. The UFC has posted about it, saying that it's going to happen. However, White House spokesperson did say that they haven't heard anything more about this since Trump's announcement. This is still a year out into the future, but you gotta think, Trump did announce that he was gonna have a venue for 25,000 people to watch us on the White House lawn. I'm not an expert on the White House lawn, but that seems crazy to try to fit on there. So honestly, I do hope this happens, because it would be huge for the sport, and it would make a lot of new stars in the making who could showcase their skills with millions and millions of people around the world watching this fight. But if I had to be honest, do I think this will happen? I give it a 50-50 chance. It's really hard to say because of how unfeasible it is, but when you have strong opinionated people like Donald Trump and Dana White pushing for this, it kind of makes you think that it could actually happen. But we'll see. They got plenty of obstacles to climb, and who will even fight on that card? We don't know who's going to be ready a year from now. Is Jon Jones coming back? Will Conor McGregor be fighting? We don't know what's going to happen, but all we can hope for is that this event happens and then it lives up to expectations. Some fireworks throughout the card after the main event, that would just be the coolest UFC event I've ever seen. The question is, what would tickets go for? That's got to be like $2,000 minimum for some nosebleeds. But you guys let me know down below, is the UFC White House event going to happen? Will Jon Jones come back and fight there? Will Conor McGregor fight there? Or who do you guys want to see fight there? But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.